Yo, what is going on, you guys? Repping the 407 here, bringing you a brand new video. In today's video, we are doing our Week 15 predictions, but like always, we gotta start off with Week 14, talk about the previous week. So, Week 14 was a terrible week for me. Just terrible week for me. I went with a record of 7-9. Yeah, I got 7 right and 9 games wrong. That week was just bad. There was a whole bunch of losses that I thought were gonna win, but that is my Week 14 record. My overall record is 129-79. It's okay, but we have to talk about Week 14. So first of all, I want to talk about the Browns and Packers. The Browns almost won that game, but they lost because Davante Adams clutched it out. But they almost won that game against the Packers. But Brett Hundley once again in overtime clutched it out for them, just like they did against the Bucks. But good win for the Packers. But talking about the Packers also, Aaron Rodgers is finally back. Yes, A-Rod, double check, whatever you want to call him, he is finally back. So he is playing against the Panthers this week. And it's good to see him back after that injury. Again, he's not out for the season. So we get to see A-Rod, and they could possibly make the playoffs. But next I want to talk about is the amount of snow in the Buffalo and Colts game. That game was just insane. I don't know if you guys seen the picture of the snowman they made, but they said that was their annual pass holder, like the season pass holder. I'll post a picture right here so you can see the little snowman they made at the game. Another thing I want to talk about is Jonathan Stewart. He was the first player to have 100 rushing yards against Minnesota. Like, he was the first player, and Cam Newton could have also got 100 rushing yards against Minnesota. A QB to get 100 rushing yards against one of the best defense in the league. That's just insane. Jonathan Stewart also had 3 touchdowns in that game. So Minnesota, I thought they were going to win, but Carolina just came up on top. Another game I want to talk about is the Jets got shut out by the Broncos. I don't know what happened there. I didn't watch that game, and I know McCown is out for the season because he hurt his hand. But I don't know around what quarter he got hurt or whatever. But the Broncos just shut them out. The Broncos play like the Broncos should have played all year, but it's too late for that. Another thing I want to talk about is Carson Wentz. Talking about people being out for the season, Carson Wentz. I am sorry, Eagles fans. I know you guys are sad. I know that just is a huge heartbreaker. You guys were having an amazing run, and now your franchise quarterback is injured. So Carson Wentz, hopefully he gets better and comes back stronger next season. Another thing I want to talk about is my team, the Steelers, how we almost lost to the Ravens. It was a high-scoring game. We put up almost 80 points, combined, and we almost lost. But we luckily won by 1 point. Chris Boswell, he does what he normally does and makes those field goals. But another thing I want to talk about, the last final thing, an upset, was the Dolphins. The Dolphins beat the Patriots. I don't know what happened to the Patriots. Their O-line was non-existing, and not having Gronk, I guess, affected them. But that normally didn't affect them like last year and all that. So I think it was mainly the O-line. And that D-line, the Miami's D-line is one of the best in the league. So I understand why he was getting pressured so much. But let's get on to week 15. And we're starting off with the Thursday night football game, which was yesterday. But I did tweet out right here, as you see, I had the Broncos winning, and they did win. My prediction was 24-17, and the final score was 25-13. Kind of close, kind of not really, but it was a good game. Trevor Siemian got injured, and then Brock Osweiler came in and did his thing. He was actually playing pretty well. So, Brock Osweiler, congrats, man. I'm proud of you. The next 2 games are Saturday night football. There's games on Saturday. That is just a blessing. So, we have the Bears at Lions in this game, and I believe it's going to be a close game because the Lions have been playing kind of iffy lately. So, I have the Lions actually winning with the final score of 24-21. The Bears, they played okay last week against the Bengals. Well, they played great last week against the Bengals. But I don't know if Mitchell Trubisky is still reliable. So, I have the Lions winning in this game. On to the next game, we have the Chargers and the Chiefs, and I have the Chargers winning. Why? Because they're going to win the AFC West. I'm telling you now, they're winning that division, but I have the Chargers beating the Chiefs with the final score of 25-18. It's going to be a good game, but I don't think the Chiefs can pull this off, and like I said, the Chargers are winning the AFC West. But let's get on to the Sunday and Monday games, and let's do our predictors like we normally do. So here we have an AFC East matchup between the Dolphins and the Bills, and I have the Dolphins winning with a final score of 23-16. And then it's asking, will the Bills win in the predictor? And I said no. And it also asks, will the Bills have 2 sacks in this game? And I said that is true. So this week in predictors, they're asking if a team is going to have certain receiving yards or certain rushing yards or maybe sacks. So it's a little bit different. When normally in the weeks previous, it was like, will this certain player get this many receptions or this many yards? So this week's it's a little bit different. So I'm going to be talking about a little bit different on the predictors. On to the next game, we have an AFC North matchup, and it's against the Ravens and the Browns. The best defensive turnover team is the Ravens right now, and I believe they're going to keep on doing it. They're probably going to have a touchdown in this game because it's the Browns, but I feel like they are going to win this game with the final score of 28-21. And then it's asking, will the Browns win? No. What kind of question is that? No, they're not going to win. And it's also asking, will the Browns have 100 rushing yards in this game? And I said that is false because lately they don't get 100 rushing yards in each game. So last game, Isaiah Crowell did pretty good, but that was just one game. And then I don't see Duke Johnson doing much, so I don't think they'll get 100 rushing yards in this game. On to the next game, we have the Bengals and Vikings, and it is going to be a final score of 14-28 with the Bengals losing, not the Bengals winning. The Vikings will win this game, and it's asking, will the Vikings win? And I said that is true. And it's also asking, will the Vikings have 230 receiving yards? That's true. Adam Thielen is going to have like 100 alone, and I think they could definitely get 100 receiving yards in this game. On to the next one, we have the Jets against the Saints. And now that the Jets don't have a quarterback, I don't see them winning anymore. Like the Jets, they surprised me this season. Not going to lie. I thought they were going to go 0-16, but they did pretty good. Better than what I thought. But I had the Saints winning this game with the final score of 16-32 with the Saints winning, obviously. It's asking, will the Saints win? And I said that is true. And then it's also asking, will the Saints have 250 receiving yards? And I said that is true. Because the Saints are one of the better offensive teams in the league, so I definitely see that happening in this game. On to the next game right here, we have an NFC East matchup between the Eagles and Giants, and I have a final score of 25-16 with the Eagles coming up on top. Even though Carson Wentz is out, I feel like Nick Foles is pretty good. He's still a decent quarterback, and I believe he can win them this game. So it's asking, will the Giants win? And that's false. And it's also asking, will the Giants have 2 touchdowns? And I think that is false as well. I don't think the Giants will have 2 touchdowns in this game. So the Eagles, you guys should be 12-2 after week 15. On to the next game right here, we have the Cardinals and Redskins, and the Cardinals surprised me last week with the W they got. I thought the Titans were going to win, but the Cardinals have been playing pretty well in the past couple weeks. But I have a final score of 24-21 with the Cardinals winning because the Redskins kind of been slacking lately. So I have the Cardinals winning. The predictor's asking, will the Redskins win in this game? And I said that is false. And it's also asking, will the Redskins have 240 receiving yards in this game? And I said that is false as well because the Cardinals have a pretty good defense with Tyrann Mathieu, Chandler Jones, and Patrick Peterson. I don't see it happening. On to the next game, we have the Packers against the Panthers. This game is going to be amazing. A-Rod is finally back. Aaron Rodgers is back. But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to win this game. I feel like the Panthers are going to come up on top with the final score of 21-26. The predictor says, will the Panthers win? And I said that is true. And it's also asking, will the Panthers rush for 120 yards? And I said that is true because Cam Newton runs. Basically, that's all he does. When he's not passing, he's running. And then Jonathan Stewart and Christian McCaffrey, I feel like they could definitely get 120 rushing yards in this game. On to the next game, we have an AFC South matchup between the Texans and the Jags. And I feel like the Jags are going to win this, especially since the Texans are using a third-string quarterback in TJ Yates now that Tom Savage is hurt. I don't know if he's playing in this game because he got hit pretty bad against the 49ers. So I think TJ Yates is starting in this game. But I have the Jags winning with the 17-28 final score. And then it says, will the Jags win? That is true. And then it's also asking, will the Jags have 125 rushing yards in this game? And I said that is false. I do not see them doing this in this game. But on to the next game, we have a great game right here against the Rams and the Seahawks. And this is going to be a close game. But I have the Rams coming up on top with the final score of 28-24. It's asking, will the Seahawks win? I said that is false. And then it says, will the Seahawks have 2 passing touchdowns? And I said that is true because Russell Wilson just makes magic happen and gets touchdowns every game. So I see the Rams coming up on top in this game. On to the next game, we have the game of the week right here. This is the game of the week. The Patriots against the Steelers. This game is just going to be amazing. As a Steelers fan, it's going to be great. I hope we beat the Patriots. I hope we whoop their ass. But I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, it's going to be a close game because we struggle against the Patriots. I'm not going to lie. But I have a final score of 28-25 with the Steelers coming up on top. It could go either way, to be honest. But as a Steelers fan, I'm saying we're winning. So the predictor says, will the Steelers win in this game? And I said that is true. And it's also asking, will the Steelers have 110 rushing yards? Le'Veon could definitely do that, so I see that is true. And it's also asking, will the Steelers get 3 sacks in this game? And I said that is false. Maybe they can possibly get it, but Tom Brady isn't a quarterback that gets sacked so much, so it could possibly happen, but I think it's false. On to the next game right here. We have a Titans and 49ers matchup, and it's going to be a low-scoring game in my opinion, so that's why I have a final score of 18-21 with the 49ers coming up on top. Jimmy G is undefeated as a starter, and I think it's going to stay that way. Garoppolo has been playing great, so it's asking, will the 49ers win? And I said that is true. It's also asking, will the 49ers have 230 receiving yards? I don't think that's going to happen. That's a lot of receiving yards. But it's also asking, will the 49ers have 90 rushing yards? And I said that is true because I think Carlos Hyde can definitely make that happen. So that is that predictor. On to the next game, we have a Cowboys and Raiders at Raiders home. And I feel like the Cowboys are going to win this game. These two teams are like one of the best teams last year, and now they just went downhill. I don't know what happened, but I had the Cowboys coming up on top with the final score of 24-17. It's asking, will the Raiders win? And I said that is false. It's also asking, will the Raiders have 250 receiving yards? I said that is false. It's also asking, will the Raiders have 100 rushing yards? I said that is false. And the last one says, will the Raiders have 2 passing touchdowns? And I said that is false as well. So all of them are false in my opinion for this game. And on to the last game, we have the Monday Night Football game against the Falcons and the Bucks. And Julio's just going to put up 250 plus yards in this game again against the Bucks. Not really. I don't think so, but he did it one time, so why can't he do it again? But I have the Falcons winning this game with the final score of 28-22. And then the predictor says, will the Bucks win? That's false. I don't see them winning this game. It's also saying, will the Bucks have 250 receiving yards? I think that one is true. I think that could definitely happen in this game. And the last but not least, it says, will the Bucks have 2 sacks? And I said that is false. I don't see them getting 2 sacks in this game. But that pretty much wraps up the prediction, guys. Let me know your predictions down in the comments below. I will be posting more videos soon. I'm hoping to post a MUT gameplay tomorrow with the new Big Ben because I picked him up. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, guys, like, comment, subscribe like always. I will be posting more videos soon. Till next time, guys, have a great day. Peace out.